Hi everyone, Sarah here today, and I am sharing a snow globe card with you today. I got all of these products from ScrapbookPals.com. I will have everything linked below, but this is the Simon Hurley's Simon Snow Globes, and they are just gorgeous. I made another one previously that was just the snow globe itself with the little houses, and I turned them into gingerbread men. It's over on the Scrapbook Pal's YouTube channel itself. But this time I am also using the snowman scene. So I had cut the base, which you saw, and I added some brown around the sides to add some dimension. And here I am using Uncharted Mariner, and I think that's Mermaid Lagoon to create my sky. I don't use that circle. I don't know what I was thinking. I knew I wanted to make a shaker out of this one because I was using the snowman. And so what's going on here doesn't even matter because I had cut the circles out. That circle's not going to fit the correct thing that I want. Like I said, I was not thinking. I went ahead and cut the trees out of this one. They are bigger trees and I love it. And one of them, like the larger one, you can get where you layer it with snow. And I love the way it looks. So I'm going ahead and adding some shading on the right-hand side of the trees on all of them. And I'll clean up my mess here in just a second. And then I'm going to go ahead. I cut the snow out of some glitter paper. And I'm going ahead and adding that to the back of my trees so it looks like they have some snow. I think they're adorable. I'm going to go ahead and add that to both of them. I don't use all the trees. I'm also going to glue these frames down that I had cut out. And then I am going to start putting my snowman together. I am using a very light hand and going around the outside of my snowman with salvaged patina. I'm bouncing back and forth here. I'm popping out the letters for the label on the bottom of my snow globe. I cut that out of gold glitter paper, and I am layering it on top of some pink paper. And it says Holly Jolly. I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the bottom of my snow globe there. Had to clean up a little bit of glue. And I'm going ahead and pulling my snowman's scarf out and the beanie. I used a really light green. It is not white that I'm putting on the beanie there. I inked the edges of the pink with a little bit of KITSCH Flamingo. That's picked raspberry. And I'm going ahead and attaching the beanie to my snowman, making sure I clean up any extra glue that might be around. And then I'm going to, before I put the scarf on, I'm going to back this you can put in all the little pieces for the eyes, the buttons, but I decided I was going to go ahead and back it instead. It made it a little easier. I'm going to ink the edge of my cute little snowman's nose and glue it onto his face. He looks so cute. I'll clean up that little mess, and then I will go right back to doing the scarf this time. And the scarf comes in multiple layers so that I cut the bottom one out of a lighter pink and the top one out of a darker pink. And I go ahead and layer those up, and I will go ahead and add it to my snowman. Clean up any extra little bit of glue that I get out there so it doesn't leave any shine or any texture on there. Little cute snowman arms, I'm going ahead and adding those as well. And I'll put him to the side. And here you see all those little tiny dots down there to the side. There's an option to cut out multiple different kinds of hats. And one of them has a star, so I cut that out for the top of my tree. And there's also an option to cut out a bunch of little circles so that you can have ornaments for your tree. So I went ahead and cut out a bunch of little ornaments in blue and pink and that light green I used and stuck them on there. For the card front, I used the 3D embossing snowflake one like I did for my last card. And I realized that it was not going to work with that circle because I wanted to make a shaker. I don't know what I was thinking. So here I'm going ahead, I cut another piece of cardstock down that was a little bit smaller than the front of my card, and I am adding my distress inks to the back of it again, the same way I did the circle, and then adding a little black soot to have it a little darker at the top. This way I know it'll work to go behind, and I'll pull it back up here in a second. I'm just wanting to make sure to get a really good blend on these so that they look decent behind here. I am squeezing some water out on my glass mat, and I am splattering it, and I will wipe that up here in just a second. And I love the way that that absorbs and pulls the water. I'm going to go ahead and cut my acetate down and make sure that it's going to fit behind, and I will add some glue and go ahead and glue that down. Just make sure, I like using my liquid glue for that part so that I know for a fact that it's going to stick, especially with that using that 3D embossing folder that I used. There's a lot of texture and I wanted it to fit and stick good. Here I am sticking some foam tape down all around it. I'm going to pop the whole piece up, but I will add another piece at the bottom of the circle so that I don't have so much room, for my sequence to go. So I'm going to sit here and figure out exactly where I want things. I love the way it looks. I'm going to start laying my heels behind and the base. And so I'm going to go ahead. Once I figure out where I want things and they're going to work, I didn't mind that the pieces weren't perfect or anything like that because they were going to be behind this. You weren't going to see it. I go ahead and adhere the base of my snow globe down. Take a drink of my coffee while I'm doing that. And here I'm going to go, I didn't even think about that. I'm going to put the frame around the snow globe. And honestly, I didn't need that frame if I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to add the frame because I am making the shaker. So I'm going to pour them straight on, my sequence straight onto the background and start pulling up my foam adhesive strips, the backing to them. I shook it a little bit because it was too piled up, and I shook it to make sure that they still worked, and I start adding my pieces in on top. First, I'm going to go ahead and glue my tree down, and then my snowman, and then I'm going to add the smaller tree over to the left-hand side. I just wanted to make sure that everything stuck down. You saw me shake it again. And here I'm going to go ahead and cut down and create the base to my card. It's just going to be a basic 4.25 by 4.25 by 5.5, sorry. And I'll go ahead and add some good score tape adhesive here. I love this stuff. It tacks really well. It holds so well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that, and I'm going to set it to this. I put mine on the side and move them a little bit to see if they're correct, and it was good. That finished out this card for me. So I hope you enjoyed this process. If so, please remember to like and subscribe. Make sure to check out Scrapbook Pals and all the beautiful things they have and what everybody else is making. Have a great day. Bye.